Hi, and welcome to Your Urban Connection. Remember, this is the channel that is often imitated, but is never duplicated. Now, one of the reasons for that, ladies and gentlemen, is because we talk about things here that others refuse to talk about. And today, I'm going to give you a prime example of that very issue. Because I want to talk to you today about something that nobody else is talking about. Now, on January the 24th, the night of January 24th, a statue of the late, great Jackie Robinson was stolen from McAdams Park near 17th in Ohio, January 24th. The statue was found later at Garvey Park in a trash can where it had been burned beyond recognition, and the pieces that were identified by the fire department as remnants of the Jackie Robinson statue. That's how they were able to identify. Now, today, as I record this program, it's February the 8th. So we're talking January 24th to February the 8th. And on today, the police department has not identified or has been willing to tell the people, the citizens, whether or not they have a suspect, and we certainly know they've not arrested anyone in this case. Now, here's the part that I find disturbing, and it baffles me, and it leads me to believe there's something fishy and funny going on. So, about a week and a half ago, the Wichita Police Department said that they had found the truck that was spotted in a video recording as the vehicle that was used to transport the Jackie Robinson statue from McAdams Park somewhere. Now, I don't know if it is a truck transported it to Garvey Park or not. But we do know that, according to the police, they have evidence that this truck was used to transport the Jackie Robinson statue away from McAdams Park after it had been sawed off at the foot, at the shoe, the foot of the statue. Now, here's the part where I want you to really, really focus on. So the police have identified the truck. They have identified the owner of the truck. They have said that the truck was not stolen. Now, with that in mind, how can the owner of that truck not be identified as a suspect? How can you not have a suspect when you've got the truck, you've got the owner of the truck, and evidently the owner of the truck has said to you the truck was not stolen? So then you have to ask the question. Then who was in possession then of the truck at the time that the truck was used to transport this statue, stolen statue, away from McAdams Park? Who was in possession? Now, only one person would know that if the truck was not stolen. That would be the owner of the truck. So why is the truck not being impounded as being an accessory to a theft? Tell me that. Now, you could say, well, the owner of the truck said it wasn't stolen. That's fine. Then who the heck had the truck during the time that this theft was taking place, and who was driving the truck to use it to transport the statue? Yeah. So if the owner of the truck is saying that the truck was not stolen, but he is refusing to identify who was in possession of the truck, you have every right. You have every right to impound that truck. And when you impound it, as long as it is being impounded, storage rates are being accrued on a daily basis. On a daily basis. And let me tell you, they can run up pretty doggone fast. Now, if you have an uncooperative truck owner, I guarantee you, they're not going to take too long before they start cooperating, because that truck has some value to it. And the impound fees are not adding any value to the truck, but it's digging a deeper hole in your pocket. And if you refuse to cooperate at some point in time, the value of that truck, including these storage fees, can amount to a number that it is no longer profitable for you to be the owner of that truck, because you can't. The storage fees can run up to such large amount that you cannot afford to get it out. I mean, it doesn't make sense to get it out because the truck owner has a small value. And well, at least the truck has a value that is maybe equal to, but not exceeding, the amount of storage fees that you've incurred. All right. So the police here, these are one or two things that's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Either the police are not telling us the whole story, or the police are withholding something. Okay? That's only two ways it could be. Because you have an obligation to the public to let them know when you have a suspect in mind, and if you have sufficient evidence, you have an obligation to file charges against that person. Now, you have an obligation not only to the public, but you have an obligation to League 42. You have an obligation to the people that are contributing money for the replacement of this statue, to let them know what's going on, let them know whether or not you have sufficient evidence to file charges, and certainly whether or not you have a suspect. And I don't know how you could not have a suspect when you have the owner of the truck who has told you that the truck was not stolen, but is not revealing to you who was in possession of the truck on the night of January 24th. That's what you call an uncooperative witness. Okay? Because he has to be witness, because of the fact that he has to know who, if it wasn't stolen, did he loan the truck to somebody? And if so, who did he loan it to? And if it was not stolen and he didn't loan it to anybody, that means he has to become prime suspect number one. And the longer you withhold that, and you refuse to file charges, or you refuse to impound that vehicle, you are not fulfilling your obligation to the taxpayers. You're not fulfilling your obligation to League 42, and you're not fulfilling your obligation to the people who are steadily funneling donations to League 42 to replace that statue. So something is wrong and something is fishy here somewhere. Now, earlier in this week, Councilman Brandon Johnson was on TV, and here's what he said. He is sure that the Wichita PD knows who's involved in this theft. And I want to believe that. Matter of fact, I don't know how they couldn't. But he said they wanted to wait until they had all the T's crossed and the I's dotted so that they could have a ironclad case before they revealed any information. Well, that's unfair. That's unfair to the public. That's unfair to the League 42. And that's unfair to a concerned public. After all, this theft has received nationwide, if not international, publicity. Money is coming from all parts of the country, okay, in the form of donations to have this statue replaced. Come on, police department. You can do better than that. You know you want the public to place its trust in you. You want the public to believe that you're above reproach on these kinds of matters. You want them to believe it when you say that you're doing everything you can to solve these cases. But I'm going to tell you, you leave an awful lot to be desired when you mishandle a case like you're doing this Jackie Robinson statue. And it looks awfully funny, smells awfully fishy. The longer you go without filing charges, without identifying a suspect, without impounding this truck to get a cooperative witness out of the owner of that truck. That's the least that you can do. And without doing that, you're not doing your job that you are paid by the taxpayers to do. You're not performing your duties properly. I mean, how long does it take when you've identified the truck, which was clearly seen on the video, okay? And you've identified the owner of the truck, but yet you cannot identify, at least you want us to believe, that you cannot identify who was in possession of that truck on the morning of January 24th, when that truck was utilized to transport a stolen statue of Jackie Robinson. I'm not buying it. I don't know who is, but either tell the truth or stop lying about the fact that you don't have sufficient evidence to at least impound that truck and identify the owner of that truck as the prime suspect in the removal of that statue. Because you do. And you owe it to us. You want us to trust you? You want us to believe in you? Show it. Don't say it. Show it. And the way you do that is by your actions. Not your words, but by your actions. And right now, we don't trust you because of your lack of actions. Do better. We're better than that. We deserve better. Solve this case. It will bring a lot of relief to an awful lot of people. You know, because let me just tell you, losing this statue is akin to some people of losing a loved one. Because even Jackie Robinson in his death is still very much loved by a lot of people in this country. So I'm waiting for you, Wichita PD. I'm waiting for you to do the right thing. Okay? All right, folks, that's my show. Until next time, take care.